आज मैं केमिस्ट्री 10th क्लास की केमिस्ट्री की फर्स्ट चैप्टर केमिकल रिएक्शंस एंड इक्वेशंस पर चर्चा करने जा रहे हैं। इन आवर डेली लाइफ वी से वेरियस थिंग्स, दैट मीन्स कुकिंग ऑफ राइस, कुकिंग ऑफ पल्सेज, formation of curd. These all are comes in chemical changes. What are chemical changes? This change occurs chemical reactions. Further, we say about chemical reactions, we have a need to know about molecular formula. Molecular formula. There are substances which take part in chemical reactions are called reactants. Reactants. These are substances which involve in chemical reactions, and after chemical reaction, the substance those are formed are called products. In these chemical reactions, we write the molecular formula of reactants and molecular formula of products. For example, like we burnt magnesium ribbon in air. Magnesium ribbon in air. When magnesium burnt in air, a dazzling light, white dazzling lights we see, and a whitish powder we occurred. Then we write these reactions in this way: symbol of magnesium and molecular formula of oxygen O2. Then a substance is formed called magnesium oxide, MgO. The molecular formula of magnesium oxide, it is called magnesium oxide. Valencies of magnesium are 2 and valencies of oxygen are also 2. Then both the valencies are cancelled and molecular formula of magnesium oxide is MgO. It is a chemical reaction. Mg is an element, oxygen is also an element, but magnesium oxide is compound. Magnesium oxide is a new substance which are formed when magnesium burnt in air. It reacts, magnesium reacts the oxygen of air and form magnesium oxide. The properties of magnesium oxide is quite different from magnesium and oxygen. So it is called a chemical reaction. And this language of chemical reaction is called chemical equation. It is called chemical equation. It is not balanced equation. I want to need the balancing of various atoms of both sides. These are called reactants, and it is called products. In reactants, atom of oxygen is 2, but in products, atom of oxygen is single. So we also write the number of oxygen atom in products 2. We not write 2 here, we write 2 MgO. It is a number of 2 molecules of magnesium oxide. 2 molecules of magnesium oxide. Then in products, the number of magnesium atom is 2, but in reactants, number of magnesium atom is single. So we balance these magnesium atom. We also write 2 magnesium. Then it is All right, 2 Mg plus O2, 2 MgO. It is called balanced chemical equation. We see in our daily life various changing. There are two types of changing: physical changing and chemical changing. Physical change, there is no formation of a new substance, but in chemical change, a new substance is formed. Here magnesium is a metal, oxygen is non-metal, and 2 MgO is compound. It is quietly different from magnesium and oxygen. So magnesium oxide is called compound. In further way, we see some change in these reactions. In chemical reaction, there are changing in heat, changing in heat, changing in heat. Means we give heat, or after reaction emission of heat we observed. Changing in color, changing in color, changing in state, changing in state. In this way, we observe various types of changing in chemical reactions. And these changes in chemical reaction, we write chemical reactions in form of a special types of language. There we use symbol and molecular formula, and in this way we prepared a skeleton equation of any chemical reactions. About right to chemical equation, we have a need of to know the molecular formula of reactants and molecular formula of products. What are reactants? Those substances which take parts in chemical reactions is called reactants. Reactants may be single, reactants may be double or more than double. Then we write the molecular formula of reactants and give plus, various plus, and after reactants we give mark arrow. Then we write the products. The substances which are formed after reaction is called products, are called products. If single products, here we see a single product magnesium oxide, but in some other cases there are a number of products are formed. For example, when we heat calcium carbonate, it is called calcium carbonate. The molecular formula of calcium carbonate, Ca positive positive, Ca positive positive, carbonate negative negative, then these two valencies are cancelled to each other, and molecular formula of calcium carbonate is CaCO3. We heat calcium carbonate, then calcium carbonate splitted into few smaller substances, calcium oxide, CaO plus CO2. We see two types of reactions here. There is two substances which involve in chemical reaction called reactants. In this reaction, the number of reactants are 2. In these reactions, the number of reactants are single. But in these substances, in this reaction, 2 reactants but single product, magnesium oxide. In this reaction, a single substance is decomposed into 2 smaller substances, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It is called chemical reactions. we burn calcium with oxygen. Calcium with oxygen. Calcium with oxygen, there is formed calcium oxide. It is called calcium oxide. Here, this reaction is not balanced. Why? Because number of oxygen atoms in reactant 2 and number of oxygen atoms in product single. So, it is essential to balance the various atoms in both sides. Then we write 2 atoms of 2 molecules of calcium oxide. Then the number of oxygen atom is 2. So oxygen is balanced here, but calcium is not balanced here. We write 2 calcium also in reactant site. It is balanced chemical reaction. 2Ca plus O2, 2CaO. It is a chemical reaction. When calcium oxide CaO is dissolved in water, reacts with water H2O, here a single substance is formed called calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. In this reaction, magnesium plus oxygen, calcium oxide plus water, there are 2 reactants, but always a single products. Then we balanced oxygen atom. Here number of oxygen atom is 2. Then we 2H2O 2 hydrogen 2 calcium. It is a balanced chemical equation plus heat. Then we see a changing in heat. In this reaction, we heated magnesium ribbon. In this reaction, we heated calcium carbonate. But in this reaction, there is a lot of heat emitted in this reaction. So, there are various types of chemical reaction. Further, combination reaction. Combination reactions. In combination reactions, it is an example of combination reactions. In combination reactions, 2 or more than 2 substances react to each other and form single product is called combination reactions. Second, decomposition reactions. In decomposition reactions, a heavy substance is split into 2 or more than 2 lighter substances called decomposition reactions. Here, calcium carbonate is a heavy substance. When heated calcium carbonate, then calcium carbonate is decomposed into 2 lighter substances, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It is a gas. We use various types of sign in chemical reaction. Further, for solid state, we write S. In gaseous stage, we give upward arrow mark. It is also solid state S. It is liquid L. S solid. Then and condition of chemical reactions right on the above of arrow marks. Left side of arrow marks, always we write reactants. Right side of arrow marks, we always write the molecular formula of products. And also various types of reactions. In combination reactions, we write nitrogen and hydrogen. When nitrogen gases reacts with hydrogen gases, heat, formation of ammonia gases, NH3. It is the molecular formula of ammonia gases, G or upward. Then we balance it. Nitrogen, the number of nitrogen atom 2, the number of nitrogen atom single, the number of hydrogen atom in reactants 2, the number of hydrogen atoms in products 3. Then we need the balancing of various atoms both sides equal. Then with 2NH3 we balance the number of nitrogen atom. Atoms of nitrogen in products 2, atom of nitrogen in reactants is also 2, but atoms of hydrogen in reactants is 2, but atoms of hydrogen in products 3 multiplied with 2, 6. So we write here 3H2. Then it is a balanced equation and it is also called combination reactions. Why these are called combination reactions? Because reactants are 2 and products are single. Reactants are 2, products are single. Reactants are 2 and product is single. Those all reactions, their reactants more than 1 and products is single is called combination reaction. And other type of reactions is called decomposition reaction. Decomposed. अपघटन अभिक्रिया in Hindi terminology it is also known as अपघटन अभिक्रिया. वे अभिक्रियाएं जिनमें एक भारी पदार्थ को जब हम गर्म करते हैं या उसके कंडीशन में रखते हैं तो वो टूट करके 2 या 2 से अधिक हल्के पदार्थों में जब वो स्प्लिटेड हो जाते हैं, टूट जाते हैं, तो उसे हम डिकम्पोजिशन रिएक्शंस कहते हैं. ए लार्जर हैवी सब्सटेंसेज splitted into 2 or more than 2 smaller fewer substances, lighter substances is called decomposition reactions. Various examples of combination reactions: C plus O2, C plus O2, CO2 plus heat. We observe in daily life emission of heat in our LPG when our mother sister cooking, then we see LPG burned and give a heat, and a special types of gas emitted from these reactions is called carbon dioxide. Carbon plus oxygen, carbon dioxide. It is also an example of combination reactions. Why these are called combination reactions? Because the number of reactants 2 and number of products single. 2 substances react with each other and form a single product is called combination reactions. We come on decomposition reactions. Other example of the first reactions of decomposition reactions is calcium carbonate split into calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. It is called decomposition reactions. What are differences between combination reactions and decomposition reactions? In combination reactions, it is essential there are 2 or more than 2 reactants, but products are single. Here 2 reactants, here also 2 reactants, but single product: carbon dioxide, calcium oxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium oxide. Now we come on decomposition reactions. In decomposition reactions, it is essential the number of reactants is always single and the number of products are more than 1. 2 or more than 2. For instance, when calcium carbonate heated, then there are formation of calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Number of calcium carbonate molecules single, and but in products, 2 products, calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. H2O, when we pass a electric current in water, then water is split into two different types of gases, hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen and oxygen. It is called a skeleton equation of chemical reactions. It is not balanced equations. Now we feel to balancing these equations. Number of hydrogen atoms in both sides 2, but number of oxygen atoms in products 2, but in reactants single. So we write 2H2O. We balanced oxygen. When we balancing the atoms of oxygen, then already the number of hydrogen atoms unbalanced. In reactions, number of hydrogen atoms 2 multiplied to 4, but in reactants, number of hydrogen atoms single 2. So we also write 2H2 plus O2. Here is called electricity. When we pass electric current in these reactions, it is called electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water. It is example of decomposition reactions. Because why it is called decomposition reactions? Reactions is single water, but products are 2 gases, hydrogen and oxygen. The volume of hydrogen gases are double and volume of oxygen gases are half of hydrogen.